It is the Imperial Guard, going to be piloted by Daniel Grushin and his Lord General here. And he's going to be facing off against a rather fearsome, if not predictable foe here, this very heavily armoured mech boy. Sir Degenerator is online, is going to be piloting the Orcs today. Orcs acting predictable as always, fielding a group of slugger boys, capturing their nearest positional points on the map. Never known for their intelligence, these beasts. A pair of shooter boys following up behind them. Let us see how they fare against our sentinels. Sentinel moving forward, going to meet these slugger boys. That's very nice for Daniel Grushin to start things off here. That's going to be an instant retreat there from Sir Degenerator. For this reason, Sir Degenerator, don't lead with your sluggers down the sides. Have your sluggers cap the natural wreck and this, and then send the shooters to capture this wreck. At least they could take the growing cover here and wait for the second squad of boys to join them. If the shooters are in cover when the sentinel comes prowling, then the shooters will deter it without any significant model losses. As it stands right now, they might push it away, but this shooter boy right here, this little guy right here, this guy, he's gonna die to like 2 las gunshots. The Lord General's gonna charge into melee. He's got that bionic arm. In fact, hang on. Does he have 2 bionic? He's only got 1 bionic arm, right? Yeah. He's got the bionic left arm, and that's how he can shoot a bolter with all the crazy recoil with 1 arm. I mean, what a cool model, right? Smoking a cigar, shooting a fucking bolter with 1 arm, and then he's got a sword. Anyway, he will beat the mech boy quite handily in melee, but actually quite nice play there from Grushin. He retreats because he doesn't want to lose a model on the Lord General. It's something that really elevates your Lord General play. Seriously. If you can treat him like a squad and not a hero, the worst thing you want to do playing the Lord General is just shift an R on the Lord General and just constantly reinforce the Stormtroopers. IG are a very wreck intensive race, and they're designed not to bleed wreck because they have quite high upkeep. If you start bleeding loads of wreck as well, oh man, you're going to ruin your economy as IG. And so you'll struggle as the Lord General. So you really want to retreat out of those engagements before you're losing your models. So it looks like in terms of the trading so far, Daniel Grushin is doing a really good job. No sergeants out yet onto the guardsman, just getting the first sergeant out right now. So this obviously makes the guardsman way more combat effective, but it is a lot of upkeep. Oh, we've got the def gun. Really like the def gun versus IG. It's very effective. But generally you don't want your mech isolated though. I guess he didn't know that the Sentinel was around. The Sentinel is going to be the best early game counter to this def gun. Honestly, with the price that spotters are at right now, I would actually consider getting spotters just to counter a def gun mech boy. I'm not even going to lie. Spotters in the recent patch got buffed to 240 requisition, 25 power for the squad. Which for a 6-pop squad, I mean, it's just amazing. They're so easy to just add on to any composition that you want, basically. Really find them very strong right now. I actually think they're overpowered, but to each their own on that front. Looks like Daniel Grushin is just going to be rushing tier 2 though. He's not getting anything. I mean, he could have Kadashins. Kadashins are the classic combo for the Lord General because they have such good synergy with the Sergeant. Effectively double their health. But no, he's not going in for anything, so he's just going to rush a Chimera, I guess. I mean, that's the old classic, that one. Fucking hell. Well, I guess in retail, you'd always get 1 Kadashin, then you'd rush the Chimera. Because you can't really pass up the Kadashin in retail, it's too good. It does too much damage. Unless you got like a load of las turrets or something. Not sure. But the def gun should put an end to all this nonsense from the Lord General. Right now the Lord General's bleeding more than the shoot boys in this ranged firefight. That IST was very silly. Not IST, it's just a normal Stormtrooper, not an Inquisitorial one. He was very silly, he was stood out of cover. Got wrecked by the shooter boys, so there you go, boom, 25. Requisition down the drain. They did get the requisition point like they were asked, so that's good. Good orcs.
I think we should take that spot. Shoot 'em most bigger at your service.
See what the plan is here. So just going for a bit of a gen bash with the sluggers, unfortunately not able to achieve it, but it's okay, it doesn't bleed too many models, that's fine, not a big loss. Then Grushin is going to be calling in a Chimera. That's an interesting one. Ooh, I don't like this with the Lord General. Retreat, retreat, retreat! Oh wow, it bugged out, and it didn't do any damage in that final burst. That was lucky. That could have been all 3 models getting killed there, which would have been extremely expensive. Honestly, I'd just retreat the Lord General right now. I don't really know if it's worth moving him around when he's going to start bleeding models like this. I guess Daniel's really trying to keep a field presence as much as possible here, because he obviously is going for this fast tech. But Degenerator's seen what he's doing, so he's gone for a fast tech too. It's just 3 units for both players. I mean, man, in 2023 Elite Mod, when do you see 3 unit tier 1s in 1v1? It's so rare. Super rare. But yeah, super fast Chimera. Guardsman can now load into that bad boy, drive straight over to the gen farm and get a bash off, and it's going to be a while till Degenerator is tier 2. I'm not sure if he's got anything queued up. He might already have tank busters queued up, but he might not. I think he would, because he doesn't look like he's got a lot of wreck, and he hasn't reinforced these guys yet. Yeah, he's got shit queued up. He's got a Knob Leader queued up for his sluggers. Presumably has some tank busters hidden in the back there as well. Netboy can swap to the Beamy Def Gun, and then with tank busters plus the Beamy Def Gun, you get a lot of pressure to put onto the Chimera. Sentinel's already got the missile launcher. Quite a brave choice there from Daniel. It can be quite difficult to keep a Sentinel alive once all the AV's out in the field. You know, just think, double fully upgraded shooters, tank busters, and a Beamy Def Gun. Like, a lot of pressure for a Sentinel to deal with. I don't know if I would be so brave. We'll see. Now the problem for Daniel is that he needs to try and not get commissars. If you get commissars, you're kind of suiciding your economy, because you will have so much upkeep then as the guards that you basically can't get any more units. So you only get commissars if you really, really, really feel like you need them, or you can't do anything. Ideally, you don't want to be relying on the guardsmen for winning. They're kind of just a meat shield unit. You want to be relying on stormtroopers and Ogrins and the Psyker. Ogrins plus Psyker is really strong against orcs. The only problem is you don't have a way to kill the truck. So if he gets lucky and he can kill the truck with a Sentinel, that'd be good. He does have the heavy turret call in from the Lord General as well. That could potentially snipe a truck. But again, that's kind of like a cheese. It's a high risk, high reward kind of play. It might do nothing. Chimera right now is right in the face of tank busters, which does not seem like a great position. I don't think that was a good idea there from the tank busters to use their barrage. They might have actually killed it if they didn't barrage. And even if they didn't, then there would have been a chance to snipe it with the barrage. To use the barrage in the face of an enemy at even intermediate skill level is not a good idea. So Sentinel's going to rotate and bash gens. I guess he hasn't seen the war truck. Oh, like this. This is nice from Sir Degenerator. He's gone for the mines, because there's no Cadician, so there's no detector. So if the Chimera drives over these, it's going to get snared really bad. As soon as it gets snared, then you can hit it with a tank buster barrage. Can't dodge it then. That'll be pretty brutal. I really like that play from Sir Degenerator. This is some good high-level play, actually. Daniel Grushin is now going tier 3. What the fuck is this game? They've both just destroyed one another's power farm completely. And they're just avoiding a proper fight. Lord General right now could just run into melee and tie up the tank busters. Ooh, he drives the Chimera forward. That thing is wrecked. Can the Guardsman get into melee? No, not quick enough. Oh man. Why did he drive it forward? That was really weird. The Sentinel just got a direct missile hit on the mech boy. You're not meant to shoot him. Good job hitting him, but you're not meant to shoot him. You need to kill the war truck. We do have the reinforced armor plating on the war truck, so it's going to be actually quite hard to kill. Yeah, Sluggers here into melee with the Guardsmen. These Guardsmen are in a bad spot, man. They got to retreat through the Sluggers. They might die. Oh, they do. Oh no. Daniel is getting his army quite wrecked right now. But he is tier 3. Obviously spent very little in tier 2. Literally just got a Chimera and missiles and the Sentinel. And you got to remember, he's getting crazy amounts of requisition income anyway because it's such a small army. There's barely any upkeep. So, wait, how much power does he have? Can you not get Kassakin? I guess he's going for Stormtroopers because he wants to save all the power that he can to try and get a Leman Russ. I don't know though, I don't know how effective a Leman Russ is really going to be because you're still against a mech boy who can get the Beamy Death Gun. There's obviously already tank busters on the field. In theory there could be double tank busters by the time the Leman Russ comes out. Double tank busters plus a Beamy Death Gun could be pretty good. Depends on the execution, it could also ruin the Orc because it could bleed him so much. But Kassakin are amazing against Orcs because unlike Stormtroopers and Guardsmen, they're actually heavy infantry. So they trade amazing with the piercing damage of shooter boys. And they'll kill the Orcs pretty fast too. So then when they kill the models, they cause inspiration. And then the Lord General and the Guardsmen will be doing more damage. So it's pretty nice. They can also equip melta guns for free. Try and hunt down the war truck. They have crack grenades. They're just a great squad. But I understand. Oh, I'm an idiot. I completely forgot. He's the Lord General. He can use the global to call in the Leman Russ for way less power. So that's why he did that. Actually snared though, so right now that will have given line of sight to Sir Degenerator. Sentinel detecting the mines, so dumb. I hate how this is a thing. Absolutely hate it, it's so stupid. You should be punished for not getting your detector unit. So no power for a Leman Russ upgrade right now, so this Leman Russ is kind of mediocre. The main battle cannon on the Leman Russ is really bad. It's only 17 DPS. It's by far the lowest DPS of all the tank cannons. But Leman Russ is still Leman Russ, it's extremely durable. Very hard to kill. Tank busters have got no chance on their own. Even with the beamy, it's going to be really difficult. Unless it shows rear armor, that can help. Do we have Stomp? That was actually some really nice splash there from the main battle cannon. We do have Stomp. Beautifully executed Stomp. That routes those sluggers. Daniel kind of messing up his micro here, rotating the Lemans. Showing his arse. Ideal. Stormtroopers get out without losing a model? Wow. Luker. Very lucky. Oh, okay, I disagree with this. Look, dude, I know you need your power, but you really should get Kassakin out ASAP. Like, Kassakin are so good. They are a lot more power. Kassakin are 45 power to the 15 of normal Stormtroopers. So, it is quite a bit more expensive. When he literally doesn't even own his natural power. Just realised Daniel's got no power point. Doesn't even own his natural. But I mean, you can see the pressure that the mech boy does. Again, I said this in another cast recently as well. All the other Orc heroes, they struggle so hard dealing with transports. You generally need 2 sources of AV, like a beamy looter and a tank buster. But Mechboy just completely invalidates that with his beamy death gun, and the fact that that's even been escalated to helping him invalidate it against a Lehman Russ, the most scary of all tank variants. It's just so powerful. Those other infiltrated stormtroopers really need to reveal themselves and get shooting. Thank you. Should be able to deal with the Mechboy easily here though. He's not in cover. Double stormtroopers with Lehman Russ. That will kill him very fast. Tank busters are completely out of position. Ooh, Sir Degenerator went for double tank busters. This is really risky from him. It's basically an all-in play. You see, he defended his power farm. He didn't have to. He could have gone tier 3. If you look at his power right now, he's got a crazy amount of power. But yeah, this is good classic play. This Daniel Grushin sees the extra tank buster and he's like, he's stuck in tier 2. I can now upgrade to an executioner cannon. So that reduces his range, but it gives him way higher DPS and splash damage. So this will absolutely shred tank busters. Absolutely shred them. And slugger boys as well. Which is lovely. The downside is its short range. So if there was a worry that Sir Degenerator is also teching and Sir Degenerator could deploy a looted tank, you really don't want this thing in a tank duel because the other tanks will outrange you, and in theory if they just keep driving backwards they'll be shooting at you and you can't even hit them because you're too short range. But he's seen the second tank buster, so now he knows, right, he's committed to tier 2 now, so there's no threat of a tank, so I'll grab it. Hopefully we'll see this in action against this blob of boys over here. The Executioner Lehman Russ is very good at executing those low HP, high model light infantry troops. Bane of Tyranids and Orcs for sure. He's been very defensive about it. He's going for a heavy weapons squad next. Perhaps an auto cannon, perhaps a las cannon, not sure. Sentinel missile launcher there, blowing up the Mechboy's own mines on top of his boys. This does not feel great for Sir Degenerator. He is going tier 3. He's got a nice stockpile of power. He really just has to be careful not to bleed, but against 10 stormtroopers with assault kit, it's quite hard. See, their burst damage is insane. Love the sound effects of that Executioner, just chug, 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 chug. And you just see your health bar and your requisition pool getting melted. Wartruck does survive with 21 HP. We've got a bit of a stall going on right now. The VP situation does favour Sir Degenerator, so that's good for him. It gives him time to just stall and delay. He's also got he basically owned the contested power points for practically all this game. It's giving him a nice advantage, even though he's only been running on 2 generators for, again, most of the game. It just helped him build up this big stockpile of power, but not only that, so there's the opportunity cost that Daniel Grushin then also has not had them, right? So he's just got 1 generator up right now. He's got a heavy bolter, heavy weapons team. Perhaps just, I don't know really, I don't know what the point that is. Maybe just waiting to see what else will get fielded before he commits to a las cannon or an auto cannon. Doesn't feel like the heavy bolter itself is particularly useful because there's no melee threats. If there were a load of sluggers running around, then the heavy bolter could be quite nice. If you're against a war boss, for sure, unless there were storm balls. Yeah, just got a bit of poking here from Sir Degenerator, but I like how cautious he is. He's really trying to minimise his bleed. Unfortunately, he does lose a shoot boy there, but he's just kind of trying to stay active. Doesn't want Daniel Grushin to push up against the farm because, well, he's not really in much of a position to defend against that right now. And the bluffs kind of worked because Daniel Grushin, many times in the last 5 to 10 minutes, would have had opportunities to destroy that gen farm again of Sir Degenerator. But he hasn't been able to take it, and now if he destroys it, it's kind of too late. It's too much of a stockpile here. So the Lehman should be able to hunt down the Wartruck here and deal with it. All the boys this side are going to be able to force off the Lord General quite easily. But the heavy weapons team can rotate to protect this flank. How's the Lehman doing? Oh, it's... the Wartruck's outsped it, makes sense. So the game continues, and the little flank here from the busters did not go so well for them getting caught by a heavy bolter. They probably didn't... no, they did see that. Seen it over here. Strange. Not the greatest positioning here for the Sentinel. Will get taken out. Oh my god, it's not going to die. Isn't... oh no, there's nothing in the Wartruck, is there? I forgot. I was thinking, why aren't the tank busters getting out, but they weren't nearby. Yeah, they're over here. Wow. So he does actually get the decap with the Sentinel. Beautiful play. So... okay. Double heavy weapons team now. No Kassakin still. Jesus, Daniel, get some Kassakin. Can you imagine the light infantry DPS you could output with double assault kit stormtroopers plus Kassakin? Oh my goodness. But yeah, the looted tank making really short work of the... sorry, the Lehman Russ making really short work of the looted tank, as you'd expect. Super low HP on that looted tank compared to the Lehman. Not a great amount of repair support either. So some grots come in now, they're going to help with the repairs. Along with the mech. Again, just another advantage of playing the mech boy. Sluggers have to retreat. I guess they were gen bashing, yeah. And then probably going to go to the natural afterwards. So what's this? Tank Buster Barrage onto the Sentinel, nearly gets it. Right, ooh. Might be able to finish it off here. But hey, that's a victory and retreat straight out, no model losses. Great play by Degenerator here. Now he is actually running out of VPs though. He had a nice VP stockpile that's helped him delay for quite some time. But unfortunately it is starting to run out right now. We've got the repair crew upgrade coming in for the grots. That's going to improve their repair speed from 0.5 to 1. Well, it's 5 HP per second to 10 HP per second. So Looted Tank can re-enter the fight here. Not full HP, but very close. Can get a nice little shot on the Stormtroopers, that'd be nice. Looted Tank, highest splash damage in the game. Highest burst damage too. What was that? That was weird. It was like it bugged and didn't do any damage. Man, look at the fucking damage from the Executioner. You've really got to keep your Looted Tank moving at all times. Because the Executioner, you can see its shots fire very slowly. Like, the flight time on the projectile's really slow, so you can dodge it. And Looted Tanks are fast. So you've got to keep it moving, but man, if you don't... oh, it absolutely melts you. And there is a las cannon, and that is a dead Looted Tank. Jeez. That is also a sneaky little mech boy in the corner. Oh no, he messed it up. He de-set up his mech. Might have been able to take it out otherwise, I'm not sure. Not really ideal. Gross probably don't want to be repairing right there. Really going to risk getting absolutely melted by the Stormtroopers, but they're going to focus on just taking the VPs for now. They got that Executioner backing them up in the rear. And again, look at the damage output it does. Just instantly drops the shooter boys down to half HP. Stormtroopers come out of infiltration and unload those hotshot las guns. One of them might get wiped here. I don't even know what's shooting it, to be honest with you. Oh my god. Splash from the Executioner. Wartruck tries to flank around and unload its 8 tank busters, which it does with more Daka. Where is the mech? The mech is also here now, shooting the Lehman in the rear with his beamy death gun, and nothing is dealing with the mech. I don't know why he teleported forward, that was over ambitious, and now he's just moving into range of the las guns. And he drops. Oh, Kassakin did eventually arrive with melter guns as well. Yeah, I mean, just too much shit. To be honest with you, this is an absolutely horrendous map to fight IG on. There's a lack of cover, and just this open area in the middle here is such a pain when they're layering setup teams like that. But nice play with the las cannon coming out in the last minute. It was good play all around in this game. I like this match. A good play. And Executioner Lehman Russ putting in some serious work as well. You really don't see that very often, but this was a perfect example of when you go the Lehman Russ Executioner. So he kept it base for quite some time until he got confirmation that the opponent was committed to the tier 2 play and that he didn't have to duel a tank, at least for a very long period of time. So that's why he got the Executioner as soon as he seen that second tank buster. And you know what? Bloody paid off. That thing was brutal in a way that a Vanquisher or a default Lehman Russ definitely couldn't be. And honestly, it traded pretty well with the looted tank as well, but that was definitely down to some micro errors from Sir Degenerator's behalf. I hope you did enjoy that, folks. Not too often that we get to see some Imperial Guard gameplay on the channel, so that's always nice. That is all from you, boy Torpid. This time, I'm gonna be signing out.